Dan obviously out now and had some FaceTime with some of the girls next door. How's it all feeling?
Yeah, really exciting to be honest, and just great to meet people in person for the first time, and it's much better than over a computer screen. So starting to build all those relationships and gather as much information as possible as we get stuck into next season.
Bit of a crazy few weeks with all the player signings and stuff. How are you sort of shaping with the team at the moment for next season?
Yeah, tracking really nicely. We've obviously had 3 announcements so far with the leadership group from last year, and things progressing behind the scenes really well. So we're looking for minimal change in the lineup and looking forward to making those announcements in the coming weeks.
How confident are you the team you're putting together will play finals next year?
Well, I think the number one priority for me was consistency of what's been in place the past couple of seasons, and that group of players has gotten the team very, very close. So the whole conversations around list management has been around where we can add value to the group, but the number one thing for me is just that consolidation of what's currently in place with a bit of extra value in there. So we're placed well, and I think it's interesting to see how it all folds out with the other clubs, but I'll be pretty content with where we end up.
You've obviously had a chat to Janelle, I'm guessing, since she signed on. What was that like? And you look forward to working with the world's best shooter?
Really exciting, and what a privilege to have the chance to work with someone of Janelle's calibre. And you know, she's had some great seasons here at West Coast Fever, played some of her best netball, but I genuinely believe there's another level in her. I think utilising her skill set in different ways and adding a bit more variety to her game, she can be absolutely unstoppable. So that's going to be great to work with her, and keen to get to see what she's like in the environment and how far we can stretch her.
You are known to work with shooters. Was that something that you think attracted her to stay around too for a bit longer?
Well, I think she's really invested in West Coast Fever more than anything else. It's a home away from home for her, and she's had great success here, and she's really embedded in the club and life in Perth. So I think there's a number of factors for Janelle, but more than anything, it's about the club, and she's really happy here.
Overall, those like you said, signed up the leadership group. Really important to get those bookends. Courtney as well signed up. You must be pretty pleased with those early ones.
Yeah, absolutely, and had some great conversations with Courtney and Verity, and some really insightful, thoughtful conversations, which has been really interesting. And they're really excited by the vision that I have to progress the program and progress the team, and they're looking forward to it as much as I am. So I can't wait to get to know them all a little bit better and get stuck into the hard work.
I know pre-season hasn't started yet and you're only just starting, but what's some of the first things besides player signings that you have to sort of have a look at and start doing? Is it video?
Yeah, I guess the number one thing is just gathering as much information and intel as possible at the moment, and getting my head around the way Fever have done things previously within the training environment, utilising support services and all those types of things to make sure that is consistent moving forward, but also identifying those areas where we can add value and make some subtle changes. So it's as much about gathering information the next month or two before we finalise what the program looks like and then get stuck into our training.
How hard has it been with player signings and negotiations, given that there was 2 weeks ago 80 players unsigned across the league, as well as internationals and everything else going on?
Well, to be honest, I think West Coast Fever have handled it exceptionally well. There's a list management committee of about 5 of us that have the robust discussion, so we're all making decisions together. And I think when you've got a club like West Coast Fever that has a team that's been performing consistently well the past couple of seasons, the players are really invested into the success of the team. So I don't think there was too much fear of players packing up and moving elsewhere. And as I said, we expect minimal change here because the players are really invested to play for this club and to continue the journey. So while it's always a stressful period, I think from the outset we've had confidence that the players are really committed to this club, and that's what's really important.
How close do you think you are to announcing the whole 10 for next season?
Yeah, we're getting closer, and I think over the next week or two we'll have some more progress in that space and be able to make some further announcements. But obviously there's always moving parts in that, and also taking into account our extended squad, which are really important parts of our overall program. So there's a few things to work in that space, but overall it's coming together nicely, and hopefully we can confirm it all in the next couple of weeks.
The reports of Rudy Ellis coming over, is that something you can confirm yet?
Can't confirm, but so obviously Rudy has left the Firebirds, and she's a talented young player and certainly someone that we've had some discussions about, but in no position to confirm that just yet. But there's a few other positions still up for grabs in the lineup and some discussions still being had. So we'll see how it all plays out, but confident that we can get it all finalised pretty soon.
How hard is it then to also have to tell players they might not be on that preliminary 10 list after they were this year?
Yeah, really difficult, and it's part of the process. It's part of the job for being a professional athlete and being a high-performance professional. It comes with the territory, but at the end of the day, as long as there's honesty and transparency and a clear direction forward, it's the best process to follow. So there'll always be unlucky players, not just here, but everywhere across the country during this recruitment period. But every setback is an opportunity. So, we'll see how it all plays out across the nation.